Hi, I'm Mayor Frank Scarpitti from the City of Markham.
What is the state of the Markham economy in terms of its sectors, the dynamics, and a bit of strengths and weaknesses?
Well, we have a fairly diverse economy here in the City of Markham. We're obviously part and parcel of the GTA. But when it comes to the main sectors for us, there's no doubt about it. The technology sector is by far the largest sector that we have in our community. We have over 1,500 high-tech and life sciences companies. They provide over 37,000 jobs in our community. And to put it in perspective, we are the second largest IT hub in the country, second only to the city of Toronto. And then we also have a financial sector here with some of the banks who have regional offices located within our community, some international banks who have their Canadian head offices here in our community. And the other big one is the service sector. It's quite interesting when you go up for those that are familiar, that Highway 404, Highway 407 corridor, you'll see some of the biggest names in engineering firms that are doing work here in the province of Ontario, indeed in other parts of Canada, but they're also doing work internationally. And we've become quite a hub for some of those professional services located here in the city. And then we also have digital media, a lot of media companies, everything from cultural radio stations to again, national and international television stations as well, located here. So very diverse. But you know, the interesting thing, as much as we call ourselves Canada's high-tech capital, and we have over 400 corporate multinational headquarters here, we're really no different than many other communities in the sense that the vast majority of businesses are SMEs. They're the small businesses, everything from 5 to 20 employees. And we have thousands of those located within our community. And so we have that beautiful mix of that corporate big giants like IBM and AMD and GM, and the list goes on, to the mom and pop shops and everything in between.
How connected are Markham and Toronto, their economies, and how does that benefit foreign investors looking to invest in the region?
Well, we're very connected. And so, maybe some communities would see that as a curse. I see it as a blessing, to be honest with you, because I mentioned that we're the second largest IT hub in the country, second only to the city of Toronto. So there is that, natural relationships of not just the IT sector, but other sectors as well, where we have individuals that may live in Toronto and they're coming up to some of our IT companies. Obviously, we have a number of people from our community as well that go into the city. It's also, those companies doing business with each other. But really, what connects us to Toronto and certainly the rest of the GTA is the transportation system. This is critically important in any metropolitan area. And so highways 404, highways 407 not only help connect us to parts of Toronto, but to the other parts of the GTA. And in our community, I think we do stand out in many respects, and we hold our own. It's often said that the city of Markham, that's about 300, creeping up to 360,000 people, punches above its weight. And I can talk about different aspects of that, but we hold our own. We hold our own in the industries that are here. We also have one of the highest percentage of, if not the highest percentage of post-secondary educated workforce in the country. And that is in part because of our education system, but it's also because when the waves of immigration were happening, because of the criteria of getting into Canada, we actually benefited from that because we were able to attract people who came here highly skilled, highly educated, and had an incredible amount of experience in other jurisdictions. They brought all of that with them to our community, And I can tell you that the city of Markham has benefited tremendously from that. But their skill set, their knowledge, their experience has also helped companies in the city of Toronto and throughout the GTA as well.
If I was to ask you to tell me what Markham's top 3 FDI competitive advantages are, I'm sure you've mentioned them already, but how would you sort of prioritize them?
Well, one is our ecosystem. The reason, again, for a community of our size to have the number of IT companies that are here, it's not just the fact that they're standalone entities. I would say that we've worked very hard at developing an ecosystem that supports technology and innovation. So that's everything from our regional innovation center, which is Venture Lab. For those that may be more familiar with the Toronto context of the Mars Center, we would also say it's a mini Mars. But I would just say that Venture Lab, again, has stood out in terms of the startup companies and the support they've given to foreign direct investment, which sometimes it's the bigger corporations that we've had come here, but many times it's those new Canadians who've come and again have brought that knowledge and expertise. So it's that ecosystem of Venture Lab, even York University, by the way. And I'll talk about their current project, but prior to their current project, they too opened up an innovation center here within the city of Markham. So Venture Lab, Space, then there's some other private companies that also have research centers and innovation centers within their own corporations. There's five companies here in Markham that would be in the top 10 R&D investors are located here in the city of Markham. So you've got IBM, Huawei, AMD, Enghouse, big names in the community that are some of the biggest investors in R&D. And so again, it's that the fact that they're present here, it's the fact that we have the ecosystem. And then just last week, we had the groundbreaking for a new campus for York University right here in the city of Markham. And this particular campus is going to be integrated with the companies that are here. They're going to be working hand in hand to develop the curriculum so that the graduates of tomorrow will have learned the skill sets that the employers are looking for. So that experiential learning is going to be part and parcel of this new campus, and they're going to be working hand in hand. And I think that positions us well, not only here within Canada, but globally as well. And so if a company was looking to invest, particularly not just in IT, but pharmaceutical, some of the AI, this is the place to do it because we have the people. We're going to be obviously having more graduates out of York that are going to be positioned to work for them. And then I mentioned Venture Lab, but aside from the normal activities of supporting companies that they've been doing for a number of years now, we also have the Hardware Catalyst Initiative. This is a lab that was established with the support of the federal government, which will allow for new companies to be established, because at the end of the day, we're looking for so much of our technology to do so much more in the future. We got to have the hardware equipment to drive it all. And this Hardware Catalyst Initiative will be a lab where companies can come together, associations can come together to develop new technology to create that capacity and for it to be Canadian developed right here in our country.
What are the incentives that you would put forward? And I'm going to give you a chance to put forward only 3, either municipally or provincially, to encourage FDI in general or in specific sectors.
One of the things that I often say about the city of Markham, many communities will tell you that they roll out the red carpet, and it's a great feeling when you're walking down the red carpet. It's what happens though when you walk through the front door. And in the city of Markham, you are going to get the support from us to get through some of the cumbersome processes, and they're getting better, but they're cumbersome, to get your building approved, to get it open, to get it built. This is why Honda Canada came to the city of Markham. they were under a lot of pressure because they'd been looking elsewhere to open up their head office and distribution center. And in the provincial, certainly in the province of Ontario, and I'm sure in other jurisdictions in Canada as well, we got them through an official plan amendment, their zoning and site plan in a matter of 8 months. That's unheard of in the context of all the rules that we have to engage in. So it's that concierge service that we provide, not just on the red carpet, but after you get through the front door. So you've got a local government that works hand in hand with investors when they come here, because we want you to be successful. Good news at the provincial level. A lot of red tape being cut here in the province of Ontario, trying to streamline the process. I think there's been a great start to that, and we are actually working with the provincial government to make sure more is done so that municipalities can work faster and accept that investment when it comes. And then I know you said 3, but the last 2 are lumped together. Our talent pool is strong. We have, as I said, if not the highest, one of the highest post-secondary educated workforce in the whole country. We now have a public university that's going to enhance our position in that regard. And because of what we've been able to do in the management of the City of Markham, we've actually had the lowest average tax increase for the last 15 years in a row compared to other municipalities in the GTA, and as a result have the lowest industrial tax rate in the GTA. So it's not any one thing, but I think when it comes to the complete package, we have the complete package, and we work with investment to make things happen as quickly and as effectively as we can.